So where will NEO be in 5 years? I personally think that NEO will be a lot higher than the current price at $8.37. Now, what we saw this past year was a leg higher in which price reached $16, which was recently cut in half over the past several months. Big picture, I do have a target at $6, which I took off the table when we had this leg up in July, but it could still be back on the table. A $6 target. Again, where will NEO be in 5 years? I think a lot higher. Let's get into this article that discusses why or why not. So shares are down 10% year to date. Like I said, they have had a rough last 2 months. Like many EV makers, it faces a challenging combination of rising rates, competition, and cash burns. Now, NEO is the Tesla of China. It entered the U.S. financial markets through an IPO in 2018. But while its shares soared in post-pandemic period, they are now down 86% from an all-time high of $63 in early 2021. That's when we saw helicopter money fall out of the sky from all the central banks around the world during that time. But fundamentally, factors are also at play. The company's second quarter earnings highlights its perilous position. Vehicle sales fell 25% to 991 million, while vehicle margin collapsed from 16.7% to just 6.2%. Why? Well, Tesla started aggressively cutting their car prices this year in the magnitude of roughly 7 to 8 times, and all the other EV makers had to follow suit to spur demand. The problem is that despite being a serious contender in the EV industry, its cash burn is a big problem. Second quarter operating losses more than doubled to 838 million as a combination of lower revenue and smaller margins took their toll. Again, smaller margins were due to price cuts. Over the next 5 years, NEO's survival could depend on differentiating itself from the mass market rivals like Tesla, which might be able to use economy of scales to beat its based on its price. NEO's unique battery swapping technology might help it reach this goal. So this is NEO's competitive advantage. It can take 20 minutes or longer to charge an EV, which is roughly 5 to 10 times longer than the average time for gasoline fill-up. NEO aims to solve this problem through a battery as a service system, which allows drivers to quickly swap out their spent batteries for new ones through a one-time payment or recurring subscription. So, great opportunity for recurring revenue. The next 5 years will be difficult for NEO because the company's core problems with cash burn and competition show no signs of easing soon, and its efforts to differentiate itself from rivals have yet to translate to better margins if they ever do. That said, the stock is dirt cheap with a price to sales multiple of 2.2 compared to Tesla's 9.7. While shares are a hold for now, investors should keep a close eye on NEO because of its low valuation relative to its potential. Now, again, from a valuation standpoint, NEO is cheap. That wasn't the case a couple of years ago when the price to sales ratio was 34 compared to the S&P 500, which at the time was 2.4. So again, the stock is cheap. Can it get cheaper? Yes, it can. Now let's break down the price action. Again, we saw a high of $16 back in July. Price has been cut. Since then, this level of interest at $10 did not hold. It was a nice weekly buyer's level. Again, it did not hold, which meant that price was going to go further down. Now, for the past several weeks, Price has been basing. Again, on the weekly chart, this green extended range candle is your candle in control. That means that, let's do it this way. If price closes above this green candle, price is likely to go higher. However, if price goes below the $8 level, more than likely price is going to go lower. All right, let's go down to the daily chart. And again, for the past 7 weeks, price has been range bound. So the volatility is dwindling. We have the 200-day moving average roughly at the $10 level. We did have a golden cross, but probably over the next couple of weeks we're going to have a death cross where the 50-day moves below the 200-day moving average. And that wouldn't be good news for price action and the shareholders of NEO. Again, the $6 target is back on the table. And in my opinion, that would be a prime opportunity to back up the dump truck and load up on NEO shares as a great speculative play longer term. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.